So to embroider the detail in any ear, you need to first attach the ear, and then this is going to be the front of my amigurumi. So I'm going to insert my needle with the yarn or the embroidery thread that I want to embroider with. I'm going to insert it from the back to the front of the ear, and I'm going to insert it so that it's at the point where the ear meets the body, right in the middle of it. So this looks good. I'm going to pull so that I have about 6 inches of yarn tail left, because I need to keep that there, because at the very end I'm going to tie a knot and then weave those yarn tails in. Next, I am going to aim to make a total of 3 line marks representing the fur in this fox's ears. So I always like to start from the left to the right, but if you want to go from the right to the left, totally up to you. It's all good. So I'm going to say that I want the first mark. I always like to have it so that the outermost marks are the shortest and the middle mark is the tallest. So I'm going to put my needle in a little up and to the left of the middle point, and then bring it through exactly the same spot as this middle point. Pull it tight, but not too tight that you accidentally move the yarn tail. And then I'm going to make another mark, another piece of fur, and I'm gonna put it above the middle point at an even taller point than the left thread. And you don't have to put your needle in a hole in between stitches. It's actually more secure if you don't put it in a hole in between the stitches. So just put it wherever you think it will make your piece look the best. Okay, almost done. Just gonna make the last piece of this fox's inner ear fur. I like to, well, it doesn't have to be symmetrical, but I like to put it a little to the right and above the middle point and out the middle point again. And that is what the inner fur of this fox's ear is gonna look like. Now I'm going to put my needle back through from the front to the back of the ear. And I don't want to put it necessarily exactly where the yarn came from, because then I might undo the stitch that I just made. It is going to go in the same hole, but I'm going to position it a little bit differently in the hopes that it will catch on some of these other yarn threads. So sticking the needle from the front to the back, pulling it through. It doesn't move, which is good. And then I'm going to tie a knot with these 2 yarn tails. And to make my life easier, I'm going to then cut the yarn tails so that they're about the same size. And then I'm going to thread the tapestry needle with both of those yarn tails. And I'm going to put the needle in exactly the same hole that those yarn tails came out of, and out some other piece of the amigurumi. I'm going to pull enough so that that knot disappears inside of the amigurumi. And if I have any extra yarn, I'll just do this again to make it extra snug and secure. And there you have it. This is how you make those nice 3 lines